Welcome to Digital Hospitality. I am your host, Shawn Walchef. This is a Cali BBQ Media production. We are coming to you from the Restaurant Transformation Festival in Nashville. Restaurant 365 has put together this incredible event. One of the coolest things is that we get to bring the best guests from this event to you, the Digital Hospitality audience. And I'm really excited about today's episode because I met PK, Balance Grille, through a friend, a close friend, compadre. He's wearing the Closed Monday hat. Closed Monday podcast. Kyle and Sarah, Mr. Restaurants on TikTok, said, you got to meet my boy, PK, Balance Grilles. You won't believe what he's doing. Him and I got on a call. I had to have been a year ago.
It's got to be
I was so impressed with the call that I went to Google alerts and I put in Balance Grille, PK, put your full name because I can't pronounce it, but I actually spelt it out. And I have been getting Google alerts about you and your brand literally on the weekly from all the cool stuff that you're doing. And now you're here, one of the speakers at the Restaurant 365 event. PK, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be doing this. I listen to the podcast. So
I appreciate that. So tell us what Balance Grille, give us high-level stats. Where are you guys at right now?
Yeah, right now we've got 4 corporate units. We just started franchising about a year and a few months ago, a handful of months ago. We've signed a number of agreements, opened 2 stores, got a 3rd one opening this year. So we're coming up to 7 units.
Tell us about the concept. 7 units. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. Yeah, it's been a journey. We do bowls, tacos, snacks, make a drink called bubble tea. You probably heard of boba before.
Heard of boba?
Yeah.
They got it in San Diego. We got boba.
Yeah, for sure. Big Asian population. We kind of do our own thing with boba. It's definitely more boba inspired. Like we've got drinks made out of coffee, butterfly tea, Red Bull, so a bunch of different stuff. Definitely unique. Bowls being the centerpiece of our menu. Super clean, all the flavors in the sauce on the side, so you get your bowl, you kind of know what you're eating. Very veggie forward. We even have a farm where we grow our own produce. Yeah.
So I was talking to Ty from Restaurant 365. We had him on the show from Expand Share, and we were talking about you behind your back.
I love it. It's the only way to talk about it.
But what he was telling me was he was so impressed with the amount of restaurateurs that he talks to, but how you guys built basically an enterprise restaurant from a single unit, like from the foundation. Can you bring us back to the foundation of what you were building, knowing that you were building something way bigger?
Yeah, man. I came from a programming background and software background, so my mind has always been on how to build out systems. And I've been super lucky because my business partner pretty much runs the restaurant side. He does the menu and he does the day-to-day ops, which pretty much leaves me with kind of, in my book, all the fun stuff. Technology, finance, marketing, and then brand development. And so I always think in the terms of systems, what's scalable, and I love data. So I was just listening to the CEO of R365, and he was talking about how much he loves numbers. I'm kind of in the same boat. So
yes.
yeah,
we're huge Tony Smith fans. This is the 4th conference that we've been able to cover for Restaurant 365. Let's talk about data. Let's get into it. What are the numbers like? Why Restaurant 365 when you were building from the foundation? Yeah,
for sure. So we really wanted to make sure that we're not just focused on franchisee revenue and also focused on franchisee profitability. And for that, you'd have to have a common P&L, and you can use reporting systems. There are other ones out there. Not going to name drop them, but they're simple reporting. You kind of upload certain key stats, but you're not getting complete detailed P&Ls and able to truly dive in and assist operators in where things could be optimized. And the best way to do that is to have kind of a common database. Everybody logs into it, use the same GL accounts. So from an accounting standpoint, you can have true comparative reporting and then dive into all of the details. And then also obviously ensuring like actual versus theoretical, having vendor controls. As a franchisor, it's super powerful. So we've been on R365 for a year. I really love it. Awesome. The ops side is really good. Super smooth. I love the they set you up with this daily, weekly, monthly checklist. Makes it super easy. I feel like ever since we started, it's always been a battle between ops and accounting and who's responsible for what. And when one drops the ball, how do you enforce it with the other? And being on a common platform just kind of eliminates that issue.
Can you bring us back to when you switched? Because that's always, making a switch to something like R365, you've got to get buy-in from everybody.
Yeah, it's a bear. I mean, I'll tell you that. It's. I was talking to another operator yesterday. He's a big operator. I went to the enterprise section, even though I'm not enterprise. They still let me in.
They let you in?
Yeah, I weaseled my way in there. But I was talking to him. He's like, it's like
when do you get to enterprise? How many units?
Apparently 500 units. 500. So, I was just in there. I was like practicing my head.
It's going to be a little bit. How long till 500 units?
That's not even my growth goal, man. I just want to get to like 50 units.
50 units.
I'd be super happy with that. I'd be completely blessed, and that would be an amazing goal, you know. And if I don't get there, I'm cool with that too, you know.
Okay.
But I think I've made it way farther than I thought we ever would. This was like a side hustle for me and my friend from college. So to even be here, be nationally ranked as a fast casual concept, to have achieved any of the things that we've achieved or built the team that we have, it's amazing. But anyways, I was talking to this other operator. He's got like 100-something units, 170 units, and he rolled over to 365, and he was like, it's like a lobotomy. You have to go through every one of your processes, every vendor item, and just build the system from the bottom up. But if you do it right, you find out so many things about your business in that process. And the nice thing is 365 isn't, it is very customizable and flexible. So you're really taking your processes and putting it into it versus adapting your processes to their software, which is like a unicorn in the restaurant tech space.
Tell me about the people that you've encountered. I mean,
at 365? Yeah, I've met some really cool people. Brianna Castillo, amazing. She's super knowledgeable. I met her through the sales process. My sales guy, Ben Jones, total dog. I love him. He was so persistent, man. He probably called me for like 18 months every other week. Yeah, for sure.
Called you, text you?
Yeah, all of the above.
Well, so what worked?
Offered to swing by.
I mean, we got a lot of salespeople that listen to this show too. So what actually worked?
It was honestly the persistence, and I have to admire it. You know, I mean, so many people, I feel like,
quit.
They quit so easy.
Or they don't believe.
You know,
you got to believe
in themselves. 100%.
You got to believe in yourself and what you're selling.
That to me, like at some point, persistence, it moves through like the stages of grief, kind of. You know, so like at first it's kind of annoying, and then afterwards you get some respect, and then you recognize the confidence. Yeah. And it's confidence that ends up selling. So if there's a salesperson on here, your clients are going to buy into confidence more than they're going to buy into anything else.
And did you do the demo? Like when was when was the aha moment in this 18-month cycle?
Yeah, I mean, I realized I needed R365, and then I realized Ben's been calling me about R365. So I understood my problems, and that's one of the big things about buying restaurant software in general, anything in tech and restaurant, is you have to really concretely identify your problem. You don't want to buy solutions to problems you don't have. So if you know what your problem is, then it becomes crystal clear what it is that you're looking for, and then it's just doing a quick matrix to see who's got what. But I mean, 365 just stands alone. It was the standard of restaurant accounting for a long time, and the ops side was catching up. And then the other big thing, like things that tip me over, their technical expertise is amazing. They're, like I mentioned Brianna earlier, she's just super knowledgeable. She was able to go through and demo, and it was the same person demoing the software to each one of the functional areas of our business, because we did an individual demo for accounting, an individual demo for high-level ops, so my ops director did that, and then store-level leadership, they did that as well. And once everybody took a look at it, and then my CPA also, our audit firm, was already familiar with it. They're actually here to CLA.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they're super familiar with it. And then the final thing is I signed at NRA, and they had just announced they had raised, like $150 million or something like that. And that's a key thing when you're looking at restaurant software too, is you've got to understand how they're capitalized and what's their capital stack look like, what's their people stack look like, and what are their goals. Because you're either going to get acquired, and then the team that you work with is going to change, the quality of the software you're going to buy is going to change, or they are investing in themselves. And that's what 365 is doing.
What kind of advice do you have to restaurateurs that are looking to improve their tech stack?
I'll just go back to what I just said, which is knowing what you want. Identifying the problem that you're trying to solve. And you don't have to, use every offering of a software, every feature of a software. We don't, and we have a pretty streamlined but a very effective tech stack. We just use the pieces that we need. We're just looking for certain solutions for certain problems, which is, I think, probably the best advice I could give.
You said you're responsible for brand
Yeah.
and marketing?
Yep.
Tell me about the difference between marketing, brand, and ops.
Oh, they're for me at least, it's like polar opposite, right? Because
It's
I
yin
couldn't
and yang.
do ops, and my business partner does ops very well. There's a degree of just like getting through it, and just knocking it out day to day, waking up, having a clean slate, doing it again. I'm just not that person. I'm a project person, so I love long-term projects, 4, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, a year. And finally achieving it and breaking down, into smaller steps. I love that. I mean, I guess the tension between marketing and ops, it's inherent. It's kind of like front of house and back of house, or ops and admin, like I was saying earlier. It's always there. I think you have to have a degree of understanding for people who do ops and do it very well. I mean, it is a battle every day. Every day you wake up and there's a new problem to solve, and you just knock it out and keep moving, and I have a lot of respect for that.
Do you have any stories of when things didn't go well during your growth?
Oh, dude, so many of them.
Give me one. Give me one.
Like
give me one story.
90% of them. Oh, man. I don't know.
A memorable one that came away with a powerful lesson.
You're stumping me on this one, honestly. I run into problems all the time, and my focus is just solving.
Have you failed?
Have
you picked a bad location?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
What was the worst location you picked?
Right before COVID, we doubled down on going to downtowns. And so we built a restaurant in downtown Toledo and downtown Cleveland literally right before COVID. We took on like all debt to do it, SBA 7A loans, low capital injection, because we had built the whole brand on debt, and we had never opened a bad store. We just kept knocking them out one after another. And then right after we opened, COVID hit within like 3 or 4 months. And not only did we open 2 stores at the same time, we opened them all on debt, and they were downtown. And then we went through COVID, which was tough. But those stores, they're still open. I mean, you just push through it. I guess that's where I was going is, yeah, we've made mistakes, but you have to turn around mistakes and make them into the right choice, and, just be persistent with it.
How do you continue education?
Within operations?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we use software that R365 actually just bought. It's called ExpandShare.
Okay.
And that does really well. So the way that we organize our labor matrix is all, we call it the badge system, but it's compartmentalized learning based on functional area. So we have a badge. That badge is a containment of training that matches a specific shift name on the schedule. And then the more of those you learn, the more you get paid. So it's an additive system. It's paid.
Really?
It's incentivizing cross-training. And then we communicate down to those folks who hold badges. So you just mentioned you opened on a Navy campus there. So not that dissimilar than, like the military, right? Like the more that you grow within the military, the more badges that you have, the more accomplishments you have, the more cross-functional and flexible you are, and you work your way up. And
can you share, Ty was telling me about a retention stat that you guys had.
Yeah, 3.4 years is our average tenure.
3.4 for a QSR.
Yeah. It's like,
what's the secret to a 3.4% at a QSR?
I think having flexible, like a flexible employment model, like I was just talking about. So the ability for employees to come in and work in an environment where they have and understand a transparent pay scale. There's nobody, just talking about what somebody else gets paid and not knowing why they get paid that much, giving them the power to choose when they get raises and for what. And the thing about that is people grow and they kind of flex over time, right? I mean, they go through bad times, good times. It has nothing to do with work. Life is just like that. Me and you go through that, I'm sure. And so, just being flexible and patient with them, instead of putting them on like a performance plan or a growth plan, we put that in their hands. And so we don't have anybody coming to me or CJ, my business partner, asking me for a raise. It is a transparent scale. They can get a raise whenever they want. That results in a very high average wage comparatively to our market. And it gives them the flexibility that, if life circumstances change, they want to do something different, whatever it is, they still have a place here at Balance. They can just drop a badge or train in another area in order to keep their pay the same. So high pay, flexibility, good communication, I feel like is a key part of it, which goes to the continuous education that we were talking about. We also use Slack, so just being responsive.
Your organization's on Slack?
Yeah.
You got restaurant employees on Slack?
Yeah. We've
Really?
been on Slack since 2017.
Are you making a case study for Slack? Because I actually asked Slack for restaurant specific. I'm like, I talked to their sales organization. I'm like, can you give me a restaurant operator that uses Slack successfully? And they couldn't give me anybody.
I'm going to show you mine. I've built bots.
Really?
Yeah. All our customer feedback flows into channels, so
Okay.
employees can see customer feedback live. Like we get, so building feedback loops is super important. So yeah, they can see that, and we have a number of other like admin.
But every
things.
employee's on Slack.
Yeah, every employee's on Slack.
Does every employee have Balance Grille email?
No.
But they're all on your paid plan for Slack.
No, they don't have to be.
free
They get
users?
invited as guests.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We believe in content, commerce, communication, and community. The intersection of four things: content, commerce, communication, and community.
Yeah.
All those things all live on a smartphone. It's the thesis of this show. All businesses need to be digital first, especially brick and mortar businesses.
Yeah.
And every business is in the hospitality business, whether they know it or not.
100%. I love that.
For us, we know the reason why we started this show back in 2017 is that we knew that we were not alone. Like, even though I was running a restaurant, I knew that there were other people that I respected and I admired that I could get on the mic, that I could ask them questions, and that they could teach me selfishly. So selfishly, I'm going to learn from you, but then we're going to record it and we're going to distribute it to somebody that might not have the ability to come to Nashville, to come to this amazing conference that Restaurant 365 is putting on, but they'll be able to listen on their way to work. And maybe they can do one thing better in their restaurant to help them stay open, help them make that next hire, help them maybe take a vacation because they haven't taken a vacation since they opened up the doors. But we believe a rising tide lifts all ships, and this business isn't easy.
For sure.
It's not easy. There's nothing easy about it, but the more that we share information, the better that we all get.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a great statement, man. I listen to your podcast, and I'm not here to like plug it,
I
but
appreciate that.
It is awesome because it's super relatable, and even if you might learn something about something that's applicable to you, or if not, at least you feel that sense of community of knowing that you're not going through it alone.
So speaking of that, if anybody that is listening to this wants to connect with you and get some advice or get some time, what's the best way for them to go about that? LinkedIn?
Yeah, LinkedIn's okay. I'm not going to lie to you.
You're not that You don't have a bot set up for Slack on your LinkedIn to notify you that Shawn sent you a DM on LinkedIn?
I do not like social media. You can email me.
Email, there we go.
It's
What's
my
your
first
email?
name, Prakash@balancegrill.com. Or I'll just be ruthless. My cell phone number is 419-297-1937. You can just text me.
There you go. So if you're a SaaS salesperson, don't text him.
Yeah, don't leave the
Go to
sales
his
aside.
LinkedIn page.
I'll come find
but
you.
But if you're
you
a
have
restaurant
good software.
operator and you want some advice and you want to level up, contact PK. We appreciate you guys for listening. Yeah. You can follow me at any platform. You can reach out to me at Shawn P. Walchef, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all the platforms. Restaurant 365, they put on incredible events all throughout the country every single year. So if they are coming to a city near you, go check them out. And you can always sign up for a free demo. We're grateful that they give us the opportunity to have badass conversations like this.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate the respect of wearing a closed Monday on the digital hospitality.
Hey, I brought it because that's how we got connected.
So the next time you're on Closed Monday, I'm going to have a Cali Barbecue Media hat for you to wear.
I'm going to put it on Kyle's podcast.
Put it on Kyle's podcast. We appreciate you guys. As always, stay curious, get involved, and don't be afraid to ask for help. We'll catch you next week.